evening, folks. Welcome to Cyclade Games. This less hot, but just nice Thursday. No, we're Tuesday. Gosh,
Tuesday.
We're a week away already.
Days
Traveller,
are confusing.
Yeah, Trevor.
Who's running the game?
Pete's in charge. What's happening, Pete?
Always.
No, it's Tuesday. We're playing Coriolis, and it is session 28 of the Cyclade dance. 28 days.
Finally
28
run out of
sessions.
fingers to count it on.
Yeah, no fingers, no toes. All that
You're
sort
lucky
of
I
stuff.
live on the Isle of Wight. I've still got enough.
Oh, okay. You can do us up to maybe session 30 then. Thanks, Ben. Yeah, welcome, bud. We're going to do some space shenanigans. Before we do space shenanigans, let's find out how everybody is. Let's start with you, Graham. How are you?
Amazing. Week off work, pretty chilled out. Went out for lunch, went to board game night, and now it's Tuesday. So yeah, still most of my week off doing nothing. So it's good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good to hear. How's Silsilla?
Okay. I have an absolute mind blank on where we are.
He is not on Deep Space Nine, not eating the Junges.
Right. Okay.
He's on the Mirren Portal Station, doing
we're gone-
shopping.
Okay.
We're shopping.
Oh, I remember what happened now. It's fine. Yeah. Are you sure we're not staging a Father Ted protest?
Fairly sure. So Silsilla is drunk then, is that what you're saying? So he doesn't know what he's doing because he's got drunk.
I don't think so. I think there's important things to do, so I don't think people get drunk, to be fair.
Okay.
Planning and preparation, more like it, I think.
Okay, cool. How is Silsilla's partner in crime, Yusuf, doing?
Yusuf is good. Yusuf is curious about
What screen's confusing?
curious about what's going on, and looking forward to the trip to Otakon in a weird way.
Yeah.
Odd things, darkness between the stars. It's kind of becoming our bag. So yeah,
Mhm.
interested. In the real world,
How's Pete?
I am pleased because my patio got laid today.
Oh, R.I.P. Shed.
Yeah, the shed has gone. It was smashed to bits. I thought the guys were gonna. It's like the
I was
wall.
about to ask, did you do that? Did you run out there with a
No.
warhammer and beat the shed to death?
No, but I thought
Dirting
they were
flint and
just.
steel.
I thought they were just gonna unscrew it, right? Because it's only had a few screws in each panel. I thought they were just gonna take it apart and carry it out. No, they took the opportunity to just bust through the wall of a shed. One guy kicked through it and got his leg stuck, and I thought, please don't sever your femoral artery in my garden or anything weird.
It's good for the roses.
Yep.
Fair.
So yeah. So if that progress is going on
Yeah.
finally in our garden.
Shed gone.
I look forward
Yes.
to them like headbutting the paving flags into the ground. The sound of things.
Yep.
Oh man, that would be painful and daft.
For reference, the shed was important because it was kind of the birthplace of Garblag Games.
Indeed.
Was.
So
Indeed.
Was.
I also worked in it throughout the pandemic for 2 years, and that's where the streaming started as well. So it's like,
luxurious, all that space.
But the shed can live on in our hearts. In our hearts.
right.
The Shed's family, as Adrian said, the Shed's family has asked for tributes to be paid in the gift war,
In the gift war.
which has spurned a whole bunch of salute gifts and all kinds of
Yeah. Which is on the
nonsense.
Discord.
Which you can join on the Discord. Pay your RFPs to the Shed over there. Ben, what gift did you choose to send off the Shed? Or
Oh,
have you,
now you're asking.
have you yet to venture
No,
into
I
the gift
definitely
war?
have. I did a thing. Venture into the gift war. Cite the deep magic to me. I was there when it was written. Let's go way back to find my shed gift. There must be one.
There will be. There will
I'm
be.
sure there was.
But when you've taken a moment from your grief, how are you, my friend?
I am well enough, I suppose. I'm very tired at the minute because I have to keep getting up in the morning. And I know that doesn't mean much to all of you who actually do get up in the morning. But I generally don't. So it's been...
Elder creature of the night.
Yeah.
The difficult thing, I understand. How is
Yeah.
Shanaz?
Let's find out, because Shanaz, when last we met, was being tortured to see whether or not she was going to be murdered. Well, murdered.
Interrogated.
Questioned
Potato,
deeply.
potato.
Yeah, by a friend. Yeah.
Shanaz Shabazz.
Who is she?
That's what is really going on. That's the secret that me and Kirsch didn't want you two to know about, is that there's actually a cloning facility in that secret room on the ship, and that's where the real Shabazz can be found. Just in case today doesn't go well, I'm coming back as my own twin sister.
All right, okay.
I'm just going to
Well,
cross
for all my
out.
But
stuff.
surely Shabazz has got a Cockney accent, right?
Yeah.
Sure, Essex, I would go with.
Oh yeah, Essex. Yeah, sorry.
Shabazz? What?
Yeah.
I'm well famous.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think you should do that voice from now on.
I totally agree, yeah.
It would fit more with our characters. Poor Millie.
Forbid it. But yeah, Shanaz was.
Can't be having that, surely.
Shanaz was having a bit of proxy interrogation. By Aframidi, the beautiful but subtly dangerous courtesan who attended Elder Maha at the dinner with what's her face? Halima. And while that was happening, Yusuf and Silsila were wandering around the Portal Oasis, Mirren Portal Oasis, lapping up the
Heady
sights,
atmosphere.
giddy atmosphere.
Maybe buying
Yep.
weapons and reloads.
Buying weapons. I bought a flare gun.
Yeah.
Okay.
I keep meaning to buy a sniper rifle.
I got a binoculars, an emergency flare, a hyper rope, a proximity sensor.
It's like a regular
and-
rope, but more excitable.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It shouts encouragement when you're climbing.
And 2 frag grenades.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool. I found the weapons table. Wouldn't have had an option.
I actually don't know how much money I've got. I've not wrote it down because I didn't know if it was just living expenses or not. But I'll bill Varian for it. He can come and shout at me if he likes. Unless you don't want me to, which is okay.
It depends on what you're going to do. Have a look and let me know either later on or sometime soon. I will veto jetpacks and the like. Chaos. So yeah, you were on the portal station, taking in all the sights and that kind of stuff. There was a call with Shanaz where she spoke about she was going to do some very dangerous conversation, and then maybe a little bit of hospital for convalescing.
Yes, recovering from the void scar
Yes.
that's turning me into a fungus sponge.
The dice transformation, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yep,
Dice transformation.
that's the one.
Which they were gonna, which allows.
It's
them
a good one.
Yeah, it's nice.
Mm.
A little bit of fungus in your existence, not
Yeah.
just like on you, like completely absorbing and becoming you.
Yeah. Who needs organs, right?
Who needs anything other than fleshy, squidgy, fungal growths all inside yourself, your bones? So, given that, where Yusuf and Silsila, where are we gonna, like, I know Shanaz is like, go on without me, I will be fine. But where are we going to? Or
I imagine we like accidentally get really drunk for a week, right? And then
okay.
oh no, we're not that bad anymore, are we?
I don't
But
think
I'm
we are,
sowing
no.
dissent in the local Steve doors,
Okay. So
or seeing what's going on with the whole humanite thing and if that's caused big problems here and all that kind of stuff.
Right, let's make
A culture roll.
yeah, a culture roll is exactly what you need. I will say because you're
I don't have a culture,
you don't have
so I
culture at
can't do
all?
it. No,
Okay, no, you can't. Does Silsilla have culture?
I need to upgrade that skill.
No, I do not. I wasn't going to do that, though. I was going to do something else.
What was Silsilla going to do
Oh,
instead?
I was going to get Kirsch to teach me the ways of the barter, so that if need be, I can barter my way up from a pack of screws to an accelerator rifle.
Great
Okay.
material continuum.
And again, if that's not possible, don't worry about it.
No, Kesh will, at great length, talk to you about bartering. At some point, she'll get a little bit upset because you can't make the right bartering smells, which is really going to affect your chances of getting a good deal. It's unfortunate that you're human and you'll struggle through this. But what you have to do is not take the first offer, is basically what she explains.
Okay.
And if you have some sort of rodent, those were always a good sweetener for the deal you're trying to make. Like you can throw in a rodent of some
Like as
kind.
dessert.
Yeah, dessert is something to, a pet, that kind of thing. But she will go great lengths to try and explain this.
All right. Well, you can tell me how successful or not successful I am. I also have nothing in culture, so I won't be sad if that doesn't work out.
Okay, so it's neither of you having culture.
Can I infiltrate the Steve doors?
Trust me, neither of them have culture.
So
We're
neither-
bogans.
Okay, so it's not like you can't go and talk to these people and
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
sure.
It's not like
Yeah,
everybody's just like, oh, you fool. But what it is like either folks don't believe you are actually the Yusuf from
Of legend.
like the Yusuf who supported
Yeah.
the Black Hands
Hmm.
into the Free League, or like there's nobody who knows who that either they don't believe you, or they're like, who, the what? No.
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
yeah. I'm not sure I was like swinging it around that much, but I may have tried it a couple of times and just know, oh, I was,
Like
Hero of Canton.
yeah, that kind of stuff. So, but and I guess the other side of it is that there isn't that many human stevedores around. Like they are
that was more.
conscripting and putting a lot of the humanites in, and they tend to be kept on quite a tight leash, sort of thing. Like there's not that much of
No downtime.
no downtime.
Well, that's really what I wanted to know, right?
Yeah.
Are there human stevedores that we could talk to, or is it being, they're just drafting them all in, aren't they? So
the humans are like the Akbars, the Akbars, the folks running the shifts. So there are a bunch of them, and you might spot a few of them in a cantina or somewhere around on the portal station. But they're all like, as soon as like you ask or you start to ask those kind of questions, like, you're part of the Union, have you heard of the Free League kind of stuff? What about the they get a bit cagey, and and then if at any point you'd be like, no, I'm Yusuf, I'm not here to trip you up, I'm Yusuf, and they're like, yeah, whatever, mate, that kind of stuff. Or no, I don't know what you're talking about, sort of thing. Whether they do or whether they don't, we're not sure.
That's cool.
Yeah, there's definitely less human stevedores, definitely humanite conscripts, literally on like double shifts because of they're not subject to the same sort of labor governance that most folks would be, and everybody, like, there's a double-edged kind of thing, because everybody's like, oh, we offloaded really quickly, it's really like good for trade here because they get to it straight away. We're not having the same sort of delays as we've had in other systems. Oh, isn't this lovely? But then on the other hand, there are people being like, oh, but are humanites actually, do they have a soul? Do the icons recognize them? That kind of thing. Yes, but it's cheaper to dock here. Oh, okay then. you know, like
I'll
kind of thing.
unload all my own stuff.
Do it myself. Do it myself. Go away. That kind of stuff. So you spend like a day or two sort of hanging out, speaking to these people.
Mhm.
Maybe there is a bit of trade, like you must trade a little bit of your stuff to get things, that kind of stuff. Silsila sits with
I do have something to trade. I've got a COM4 unit, which I've never used, which I believe is into solar system communications.
yeah, it's quite a good range, yeah.
Yeah. Never used it.
Never used it.
Don't need to now. We've got Radio Yusuf.
All we need
Radio
is...
free, Yusuf.
Mm-hmm. So you want to trade it for something else?
If possible. Like I would rather have a longer range weapon than a pistol.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure you can trade it for a bunch of things and some reloads. Was there a specific pistol you wanted? Did you say an accelerator pistol or something?
No, I have one accelerator pistol. I want an accelerator rifle.
You want a rifle? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure you could. And I guess we'll work out like the difference in like reloads or coffee pods for the space machine. Whether there's a Mirren blend of coffee.
Tough choice that. Do I want coffee pods or do I want an actual gun?
I mean, you can have a cargo hold of coffee pods for the thing if you want. There's no real future consequence of me giving you all the coffee, she says. But
Plus, Mirren Civic coffee is.
Mirren Civics, yeah.
Oh,
It's,
get the coffee.
but you are also
Get a gun. We need guns.
yeah, no, get the gun and we can work out like the ancillary bits that go with the gun,
Yeah,
or whether you
I mean-
have to, like, what would have been the trade. Way.
I think we
But
don't.
you can have a brick of opor if you want. I don't really use it all that much.
Oh, okay. So I'm
I
trading.
think I threw it at someone once, but
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Excellent. Gonna sell drugs and into. It's a starter kit for interplanetary drug dealing. That's what I'm going to sell. Communications that you can encrypt plus a big block of drugs.
All right, so yeah, you get your stuff. Kirsch helps with the negotiation.
I like to think Kirsty just stood behind me, making the appropriate smells.
There's just this poor merchant just being like, "Why have you brought a Skavaran onto the station? What are you? Is that what?" And Kirsch's like, "No, try hard. Go.
Yeah.
Good. Ah, yes. Throw up. There's that's so small. Girl. Cyclade. That kind of stuff. And yeah, you get like a couple of days in. Meanwhile, back on Mira.
yeah.
Where you roll to see if your brain explodes. Or their brain explodes.
66.
And then in 11, their brain explodes instead of yours.
I still in my head have that moment where Dan was so excited he got a 66 on that crit. He was just like, "Yes, I did it. I rolled some sixes," and we're like, "No, you're dead."
Yeah.
Because you have to work out what show it's in. one of the shows where Dan's character dies. Dan's character dies. Anyway, yes. So down on the planet, the proxy sort of interrogation. There is no role for that. I guess what there is though is Ben's understanding of Shanaz. What do we think the Aphrodite and like the Alarm's Temple are gonna like? What's the risky stuff here? Given they know you've already pretended to be a Black Lotus.
Yeah. Yeah, they already know that. I mean, that's the thing. They already know a lot of the cheeky stuff that I've tried to get away with. This is part of the.
But this is like the truth, the confirmation, and the like. Not only will it confirm it, Aphrodite will understand the why and the emotions attached to it. And then you pretended to be like the avatar for the cultists on Debaran and that kind of stuff.
That was to, again, minimize risk of death to people.
delay them, wasn't it? Yeah.
It was a Hail Mary save for other people.
Which was also, I think, your Black Lotus disguise as well, wasn't it? A bit of a, like...
I might have been wearing half Black Lotus disguise, yeah.
A little bit of a, like, oh, if I don't do this, I can see.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
So
kind of
they were sort of last minute risky takes, both of them. But it was, and in both cases, it was an attempt to prevent loss of life rather than to claim authority. So I suppose what they would get is the Shanaz background of growing up and being the pretty one. You are the pretty one, the pretty one, the pretty one. Being biosculpted as a teen, going to courtesan school, constantly getting that reinforcement, and then finding a way out through the social media presence thing. So rather than just being a good little courtesan, she's probably always had a streak of rebelliousness in her, and that will have come out through the social media angle and been, oh, I'm an influencer. But it wasn't an influence. It was a way of saying, don't tell me what to do. But then she's kind of grown up over the last couple of years. That whole Stars of Debaran thing that she still occasionally plays off and uses wasn't really what she wanted. She didn't want the fame and the prestige from all of that. What she wanted was acknowledgement, to be accepted as a person in and of herself, not as a thing or a concept. So she tried to take control of the concept, which worked for a while. And then post all of the weirdness that started happening around the horizon, realizing that she has unique insights and aspects that she can use to help, but hasn't been. She thought she was doing something that was meaningful, and it wasn't. And now there is a chance to do something meaningful, and she's already got the platform in place to do things that will help. And she genuinely does want to help the people of the Third Horizon.
So
you got the bits where we beat up the Nazneen cultists like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, I mean, there's that too. Yeah.
Kicked snot out of cultists and that kind of stuff. So there's like the clip, the background clip episode in the series. There's the one where akin to where Simon goes to get River. You see all their childhood and that kind of one of those episodes, but on Shanaz. And at the end of it, like you can see, like when and it must have been like hours and hours. Like Shanaz has literally just replayed most of her life. Some of it is a little bit like that kind of. I imagine it must be like in Captain Marvel, where you have them go like, no, go back, play that bit again, go like, oh, pay attention. We want to see this bit, that kind of stuff. And a lot of that was from the start of the Cyclade. Like, Aphrodite obviously has been tasked to come back and see more of your trip to get the Emerald Disc. And there's a lot of like, no, Shanaz stayed up on the ship for it, but there's a lot of like, okay, I'm going to look at this again, Shanaz. I really need you to think about the route.
But they would be able to potentially read some of the data off the screens that Shanaz wouldn't have understood.
Really need you to look at this visual on Jafar's camera. I need you to really watch little Jafar's screen for me, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Really? Okay, no, yeah, that kind of stuff. And then again, there is like, I really need you to focus on the words they were saying on Debaran. Just go back again and look at what was he wearing? What were those knives? That kind of stuff.
No slouch. She might not be a genius, but she is very good at reading people, obviously. I've got empathy 5 and wits 3, so she's no dope.
And that kind of stuff. And it's exhausting. Like at the end of it all, like Shanaz sleeps. Like there is like flat out maybe you think I should probably call the boys and make sure they've not been arrested, but you fall asleep before you have any sort of energy to do that. And then there's potentially like the next day they say, okay, right, we want to just go over some things again, and you're only ever dealing with Aphrodite. Like she must have like contact.
She's got a high clearance level.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. You're only sort of dealing with Aphrodite. If she's feeding information back to somebody else, you never see like which members of the temple or who it is she's sort of dealing with. I think at one point you might hear like another voice. It's perhaps like somebody saying, "Okay, no, you need," and it's some sort of technician kind of going over things with Aphrodite about how to calibrate things and that kind of stuff. And after the second day, there is definitely like, okay, we're done. We need to let you rest. And there's a bunch of, you probably recognize them. They've definitely recorded sections of your memory. There's like tabular slates with things that Shanaz has experienced. And they're probably going to go into some sort of secure data storage where somebody else who's got more context for what Shanaz is sort of. I mean, if we go back to the start of the Cyclade, she was just on this to not be the media. Like this was just like a weird, I'm going to try and get some of my own bear to do something else kind of thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't like...
But then she's one of the only people in the horizon with the memory of going to have a fight with a Vestal.
Mm-hmm.
What's the portal explosion?
The portal explosion.
Yeah.
The hounds of Tin.
Naughty dogs.
The naughty dogs.
Naughty dogs.
Yeah.
Plus, the Skavaran Knight.
Skavaran Knight. It's definitely a night. It's definitely a move.
Plus, they probably don't have a lot of recordings of what it's like to be a waking portal space either.
No, they've definitely so there's like a day, like 2 days of this proxy interrogation. There are some things where you're like really like when you're done, you're like, gosh, that was an intense sort of repetition.
It's been a year.
Yeah, definitely. Like, okay, it's goodness. And you're left in like your it's not a cell. It's a comfortable room, but on the other hand, it's a cell. Like the young girl, like the courtesan in training, Jessica. She brings your meals into the room, and there is just casually outside a couple of courtesans just
chilling, just hanging out
in a corridor, wherever this corridor in the medical department of Mira Courtesan Academy is. Kind of
just
thing.
gals being pals. Only they've got knives in their fans.
Fans, yeah, that kind of stuff. And then at the end of the second day, Halima comes. And she comes to check in and see how you are. She's like, Shanaz, I understand it's been an eventful day or so. I hope you're finding the food. I'm sorry it's not as light as you'd expect, but you've been in the proxy chair for a good 20 or so hours in the past 2 days. You should eat and she gestures to like probably what's quite a high calorie meal and lots of stuff like that, and like you should eat well. You probably don't feel
quite
it.
dry as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not a lot of soup, quite a lot of crackers.
Yeah, kind of stuff. I've been asked to just watch over you in the next week while you're being you're receiving the gene therapy. You've caused quite an amount of conversation amongst some of the temple's elders. I think in some ways you've confirmed some terrifying things, and in other ways you've confused what they believe to be quite a lacking education on Coriolis. And she like pats you on the shoulder, like, you know, like, well done, sort of, you know, good. If there's anything you need in the next day or so, let me know. I think if you you are well enough, perhaps tomorrow breakfast, we might meet with an elder. Elder Maha might like to see you. Ask a few questions and perhaps. And she does that thing where like she reaches out and sort of like squeezes your shoulders, like, you know, perhaps ask you some things. Like, this is, yes, like, you know, kind of exciting. And there is a little bit of like, I'm glad I'm the one who asked you to come to dinner. I'm glad I picked up the message, kind of thing. Like, you know, by association, I'm now in this I've got this status attached to.
I'm glad she's not getting executed, at least.
No, that kind of stuff.
It might be a 2-for-1 deal.
It's true. Or
uh,
Jessica.
Oh, Jessica. It's just done. Meady's going to pretend to be here next. But yeah,
I will enjoy being Lichner.
Yeah. But she's like there's like a proud sort of excitement with you know, you've only remembered things, but you did it good. And in the right time, you did the right thing. So there is an exhausted night's sleep, unless Shanaz wants to get up and
No, lots of sleep,
shenanigans.
lots of eating. I might go so far as to read any news that they've got, any updates, but probably not from the bulletin.
There's not a massive amount of updates either.
But they won't be, will they? Because nobody's coming through.
Yeah, you're not getting your full data update, like the tabulas on a closed network, and what's come through is come through, or there's not that much. There's a lot of talk, like they really do love like ridiculous fashion in Mira, and it changes by the week kind of thing. There's a lot of talk. Mira is the home of the Church of the Icons. It's where it all began. And there is, you know, a million different ecumenical matters a day. Quite a few of them are dealing with, do the humanites have souls? And if they do, if they are recognized by the Icons, is this draft and conscription, you know, a bad thing?
Sacrilegious.
Yeah. By and large, most of the media outlets are like, no, it's fine. They're not real people. There are some, especially Seekers, which have an unusual position in that they are supposed to be a little bit like counselors and prophets, but not necessarily clergy. And they're on another planet in this system. But some of the Seekers are in disagreement. Some of them citing their own prophecies or their own like truths. Some of them referencing weird prophecies that everybody's like, that's just junk. They were on Opor. We don't need to listen to that one.
It's a dude in his pants who came out of the desert after spending 3 weeks drinking cactus juice.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about that. But some of these, and they're on the more sort of like public access 3 a.m. channels kind of thing. But yeah, there's not that much bulletin updates. There's only the old sort of ones from a while back. Not much has come through in that way.
Well, it's more important to sleep and eat and recover strength.
Mm-hmm. In the morning, you are given a choice of clothes. All of them you recognize as being like the part of the academic uniform, but this is Courtesan College, so there's about 15 of them. and that kind of stuff. And then they are all sort of updated with their own grav floating veils and that kind of stuff. But you are presented with a bunch of these. And Halima, although she's not there, you gather she wants to sort of set a more modest, a more sort of general tone for whoever you have, whatever the the sort of
kind of respectable and serious.
Yeah, not flat, or at least she's reminding them you are courtesan trained. You're not just some media darling from Coriolis. Breakfast is early, and Halima is there. Elder Maha is there. Aphrodite is not. Jessica is around. And there is a couple of other courtesans at the back of the room. One definitely male. One like in I guess we'd be similar. We'd be familiar of like Kashar's character art where she's all veiled and covered, that kind of stuff. One completely veiled like that. And they're just sort of, like lingering in the background, filling up juices, providing fresh dates, peeling
Vanishing fruit bowls.
Yeah, peeling fruit, that kind of stuff. For yourself and Halima and the elder. And the elder is quite like relaxed by comparison to the first meeting. She sort of arrives before you're there. She must have been talking with Halima early. She welcomes you in, gestures to the seat kind of thing. There's no external music kind of playing. And she sort of sits and is like taps a tabula. You can't, like, its screen's not on, but it's clearly like, Aphrodite has left me quite a report about your Cyclade, Shanaz.
It's been a busy year.
Been a certainly interesting year. Whether you realized it or not, you have survived some frankly astonishing situations. Your choice of crew and your actions have done you well. And like Halima is like positively brimming with like energy, like, there's almost, if Yusuf could read a surface thought, it would be along the lines of, hurry up and say it, just do it, kind of thing. Like, she's like, oh, get to the point. And there is a bit of back and forth between these two folks. Like, the elder knows. He's deliberately like complimenting you and talking about your activities. You have confirmed something we knew, but an extra angle on these things is critical, especially with what we have planned. And if you feel after your convalescing that you might be prepared for, and she taps the tabula again, more adventures. I'm afraid what we thought of as the final strike for the Nazarene sacrifice, it appears we erred. But there is a coalition, right name?
20 Club.
1820 Club. No. There is. Yes, a covenant we have agreed with some interesting but focused groups of people. Ones you would not normally associate with ourselves, but as in the first strike against the Nazarene, we made we made some agreements for necessity's sake. What we lack in some areas, they provide in others, and a union of this type must be confirmed, must be carried forward. If you are feeling up to it afterwards, after your convalescence, we think you might have time to meet the coalition, the covenant. Some have called it the covenant of the merciless. For we will do what we could not do before. And there may be, given your year, your Cyclade, a position in this for you and your crew to enact part of this covenant. It would require you to go to a location, meet with other members of the covenant, receive a mission brief, and, like the sisters at the temple, complete this without mercy. And then she like changes tack and goes, oranges? You know, that kind of like
Hey.
And Halima is like, you understand what the elder's asking, Shanaz. You understand the position this could afford those who facilitate. Like she's
I understand.
she's basically like, if you do this, I'm gonna get gold stars. You know, this is the thing here. There will be opportunities to recognize your position within the Courtesan Academy and Alarm's Temple, and potentially in the future offer you training and resources others would not. And the elder takes back up again. She goes, but breakfast, convalescence, understand this covenant might not be of everybody's taste. And whilst in previous situations you've done what needs must when you had to, this is premeditated and striking before the action, which is not to all young ladies' tastes. So if you find this meal is not palatable, we will not look at you unjustly or harshly, but we will continue to watch over you, Shanaz, be it with a different tone. And she sort of reaches out, like she realizes she's being a little bit like, we're not going to kill you, but you're never going anywhere you ever want to without us knowing again. Sort of situation.
But we're not going to kill you.
Yeah. So she sort of taps you on the hand, and then she says something to the male courtesan, but it's not in like Zenny or like it's definitely a local language. It's definitely like Mirren, which there's every odds that Shanaz speaks because she's got quite a good culture level. But yeah, she doesn't say it in like Zenny and like common kind of thing. She says it in the local language. He comes over and he picks up a napkin and puts a bunch of things in the napkin and helps her up. And she says, listen, I hope you recover well. I understand the gene treatment for your malady is quite excruciating at times. But as she like tucks this tabula in a bag, she's like, but I have faith that you will ride the pain out and become stronger at the other side. Either way, Shanaz, I look forward to hearing about you. And sort of moves off, begins to leave, unless you want to maybe take her arm and walk to the exit with her.
I will thank her. I'm not going to like grab her and follow her or anything. She's got that guy to assist, but I will thank her respectfully the greatest tone of respect I can muster. Proper official temple novice first day stuff, only executed properly.
But yeah, she leaves. Halima is like positively ecstatic. Like this is the Lotus meeting I was talking about. This is the things I've been hearing about. This is exactly what we needed to find. Like suddenly you're part of whatever gossip circle she has been trying to find out. And it's horizon changing gossip, not like who's got the best nail tech gossip. This is exactly what I've been hearing whispers about. Other house mothers have been curious to know what's going on, and this is exactly Shanaz. I have no idea what's been going on for your year, but the icons are certainly moving you into the most unique of positions.
It does feel that way.
And she's like, she's decided that you are going to accept. Of course, it's entirely up to you and your crew. But she, unless you keep her, unless you want to ask her more things, she'll encourage you to eat breakfast, and then she's gonna go off and probably do some gossiping, which is a euphemism for like spying and information gathering, and leave you with Jessica to take you to the med cage, the med department.
Okay. Lots to think about.
Yeah, mechanically, you could take the faction. What is it? The faction favors, faction renown talent, which basically means you join Alarm's temple, and you get access to the things that are specifically Alarm's temple.
Oh, the faction standing one.
That's it. Faction standing. Yeah. Will come with.
I mean, I kind of already have it, but I have it for a courtesan arrangement at Coriolis that doesn't exist. So can I swap them?
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah, we could swap it to a thing that does exist. But yeah, that's like in terms of game things, faction standing with Alarm's temple. But as with all things in Coriolis, that might mean other people are annoyed with you.
I don't doubt it.
But yeah, you are taken to gene therapy. You are obviously given a lot of time to yourself during this gene therapy. It's basically like there is administration of some things, some of it quite annoying and painful, and then you're left to recover before they do the next session of therapy. You're given a diet and a Medicare is like, you must sleep for 12 hours. No moving, that kind of conversation. We will do a biopsy tomorrow to see how this is going.
Oh, okay. So it's the first come, basically. It's sort of a first come alliance thing, isn't it?
The coalition. Yeah, it's called Coalition of the Merciless. They have not told you who the other people in the coalition are.
Well, if it's got anything to do with the first come, that could be interesting.
But it's definitely a mission definitely a coalition to actually complete the job of wiping out
the Nazarene.
Because they didn't do it last time, and you can imagine somewhere in Alarm's temple someone's very cross. Does kind of put you in a situation where the guys up on the portal station are prepping for a journey to Oedicon. Or you have a chat with Alarm's temple and you go and fight some Nazarene's cultists. Does put you in that kind of go left or go right sort of thing. Which is, I guess, not something that...
Probably not one to discuss over an open channel, maybe.
Maybe not. Invite Yusuf and Silsila to Courtesan Academy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a slight delay.
Shabazz Enterprises. I'm on the train.
I'm.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm.
Hey, is this really you?
Yes, it's really me. I'm partway through treatment. It hurts a lot. but I'll live.
Okay.
It seems it's not fatal, what was troubling me.
Okay. Well, that's good to hear. Did they frazzle your brain?
No. Couple of recordings, nothing too major. Would you like to come on down to Mira? Join me at the academy?
I'm gonna press mute for a minute and look at Silsilla. This sounds like a trap.
Like, do you think
This is that
like
meme
a-
stuff, right? They send you a message and they lure you
Oh
somewhere.
no, we've been programmed. Shit, what, are we just going to be there and we'll be like 3 years
Ask-
later, we'll be
Ask
dancing?
ask her a question that only she'd know.
Oh,
Oh no, they've read a brain.
damn it. One that she'd have to guess then. She'd have to guess the answer.
Any other guys receiving a call that was like, would you like to come to the Courtesan Academy? Everybody would be like, that. Well, better get some new cacks. That kind of thing. These guys.
But these two,
No,
no.
they're murderers
no,
though.
can't be
they're
trusted.
We've been told that they're torturers and murderers.
assassins.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure.
We don't
Yeah.
fall for that nonsense anymore.
You're wise to the
Okay.
horizon.
So, Shanaz, if me and Yusuf were going to invent a new flavour of coffee, what would it be? And outside, just high five Yusuf for being so pleased with my question.
I will fulfill the high five.
It's a really stupid question. That's so you, to be fair.
Yeah, be
But it is a
serious, like,
very stupid question.
there is no previous answer, so they can't have cloned you or just put you in a robot or some other.
Yeah, but if you and Yusuf were going to create a new flavor of coffee, you'd have to base it on something you already knew. And knowing the way you two work, it would be an amalgamation of 2 or 3 things that don't go together against any kind of cultural expectation, make no sense when combined, but somehow you manage to pull it off, and you still can't tell after drinking it whether it's disgusting or not.
I really need to know what that would be now, though.
Sounds about right. It's got sugar puffs in it, whatever it is.
Sugar puffs, cardamom. I don't know what it is, but it sounds fancy. I know.
Sugar puffs, cardamom, and hazelnut latte.
Ah, okay.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
How do we get that made?
Musaa Kula, step aside.
I've gone over towards the coffee machine to see if there's a way I can.
Just shoveling sugar
Well, that's
puffs
broken then.
into like empty pods and trying to reseal them with a laser gun.
So Silsilla and Yusuf are evicted from Mira Oasis for breaking several coffee machines.
That's probably true, actually. We wouldn't risk our... All right, then. We should probably go... Are we going to go... do we have to stay for the whole term?
No, you don't have to stay. I'm not inviting
Let's
you
come
here to
down and see
study.
you. Let's come down and see you.
You do fruit, right? Bring me some grapes.
They don't have fruit at the Courtesan
Of course
Academy.
they have fruit at the Courtesan Academy, but you're visiting me in hospital. You should bring me grapes.
Sure.
Shanaz has a pointing.
I don't.
If you
So-
have to, you can buy them at the gift shop here.
It's fine. I've still got some fruit from the last place. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah. This smuggler fruit.
Okay, so we have a
We've sort of vaguely agreed, but we're going to go down then, are we, Yusuf?
We'll go visit her. Then we might as well see if she's okay and can talk and make sure they're not doing anything weird to her. That's probably a good idea.
And
Oh,
if
they're
they are,
doing
we'll
loads
just-
of weird stuff.
Yeah, I don't want to watch.
Really? Again, any other man invited down.
To get down there. This is the thing. I don't want to go down there. I'm going to get in trouble.
do we just hire or do we get a seat on like a portal Oasis to Mira coach, or do we fly the Kuda Patilla
No
down?
chance. We take our own shit down in case we
Yeah,
need to make a
yeah.
speedy exit.
Yeah. Or when we need to make a speedy exit.
Please don't park in the meditation garden. Please don't park in the meditation garden. Please don't park in the meditation garden.
Yeah.
On
Small pile
isn't
of
the same
rocks
as
just goes.
All right, so there's
It's more zen now.
departing the Oasis. We fly down to Mira. The academy, like if Shanaz will be like, no, my crew are going to fly down. They authorize like the landing, but it's at like a airfield port, like a little way away, and we fly one of these not boats with the Chaleb grav generators across Mira.
So it's once again, are we going to take Adir and Kirsch with us? I mean, a once in a lifetime trip for.
Yeah. Why not?
You said crew.
I don't think they really care at this place about that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And if they do, they'll be too polite to mention it.
Note somewhere.
And I won't notice. So we're all fine.
So we dock. Beep boop. Lock the ship. Catch a boat to the Courtesan Academy. Adia is a bit like fancy. Kirsch is like, oh, this plant is nice. Where is the squirrels? Where's the birds? What's going on? Do you have a menagerie?
They have 3 of them.
Yeah, can I take some, that kind of stuff. Kirsch is like, I want a flower and all the things that like you don't really think of Skavara. Like she's into all the wildlife and all the where is the menagerie and that kind of stuff. Oh, coming to see Shanaz, come on.
Where is the menagerie and how many of the things in it can I fit in this really big bag?
I coincidentally have a stasis case with me. Adir is like, yeah, no, fancy. Pulls up their jacket to hide their gills, kind of thing. And you're met by this young lady who we know as Jessica, but just a courtesan who in training, who then makes delightful, polite, and completely like at the end of it there is no sort of like she's not offered any information herself, but she has commented and made beautiful conversation and made you feel seen and recognized as a person, kind of thing, as she's walked you through these beautiful, and it's empty, like whatever you folks were expecting for Courtesan Academy. There's not that many people here training. Like it's very quiet.
It's really good at hiding.
Yeah, it's hide-and-seek champions.
Stealth class.
They're probably imagining like somewhere between a rave and the red light district, and actually it looks more like a nunnery.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. You're led into once you get past like the building, like the facade of the architecture, actually incredibly high tech medical center. Some folks like in a kind of clinic sort of thing. You can see there are people who are like, no, I stretched too far when I was doing a triple pirouette, and they're like, okay, that kind of thing. And there's other stuff where there's like cosmetic dentistry and small biosculpt sort of things, in terms of like we can encourage hair growth and we can make it blue hair or whatever, that kind of thing, as you go through and all that sort of stuff. And they lead you right through the building to, it doesn't really look like a hospital, not in comparison with the one you stayed at on Kua with Varian. This looks very much like a hotel set of suites. And in one of them, resting, presumably, perfectly coiffed hair, beautiful chemise, although it's a medical gown, discreet, like, screens with updates on vital signs and percentages of treatment completed. Shanaz.
400 needles in her spine.
That kind of stuff. Shanaz. All of your crew have arrived.
I hand her a mango.
I brought melons.
Not quite grapes, sorry. They didn't have any.
In fairness, the fruit wasn't the main reason to get you here.
Well, we figured.
Looks like I'm clear.
Is it?
And
Are we all right to talk here?
there's absolutely no way we can hide anything from anyone who actually wants to listen to us here. So
Okay.
the short version is fairly straightforward. You remember how I had to pretend to be a Black Lotus that one time, and how that other time I had to pretend to be an avatar of the dancer, and how those things kind of call certain behaviors into question. Well, it looks like I'm off the hook, and possibly on a slightly bigger hook.
Okay.
So we have a job offer from the temple going up against Nazarim's sacrifice. But it would mean we couldn't do the Oedicon job.
Explain about, this is the cult, yes? The one that we
Yeah.
took all their stuff and then we stopped them killing each other?
Well, we stopped them killing the people who had been duped into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, them. Looks like they're back in more than one system, much as we've been saying the whole time, and everybody goes, nah, you're wrong. But they've got some information that suggests that they're all over the place and they're causing problems for a lot of people. And they would like they would like me to go and deal with
Kill
it.
some people.
Potentially. I imagine
Okay.
so.
Right.
But
Any information? Is it a suicide mission?
oh, it's not a
sending you
suicide
off?
mission. No. This is a welcome to the club mission.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
on a scale of people exploding portals at the top, where does the cult come in? Because it doesn't seem like we were heading off to Oedicon to stop some kind of WMD from the dark portal space.
Galactic Boom Boom.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Like, can we do that and then do the? I mean, the cult doesn't seem the same level.
Except Galactic Boom Boom is centralized in a single location, and we know there are Legion ships that can be sent there. They may be better equipped to deal with something of that kind of scale of magnitude. Whereas the cult is something we already know about. We won't be going in completely blind. If we go to Oedicon, we're going in blind. If we
But the last
go
time,
off
didn't we
and
just like point at them for some seekers to go and kill?
Shit,
Quit
we
it,
promised that guy.
No,
The
you didn't
prophecy man.
promise.
Did we? We said we would do
You
it.
said you'd
We
buy-
took his money as well.
No, unless you cashed his chip in. Like he gave you a transaction. You could
I mean, last
take.
time we came up against the cult a while ago, and then people were talking about the cult. We kind of went, "Oh, this sounds dangerous. Let's."
So, do you think their temple can tell you what the Blue Lotus is?
I don't know.
Blue Rose.
They are still being a little bit cagey about telling me anything, because I think they want me to accept the job before they give me details on the job, because the fewer people that know about it, the better. I know it involves meeting with others and then taking a second step, rooting out some people who are causing problems and removing them from that position where they can.
I think maybe we asked them for details because I don't.
Anything they can share that's not
Yeah, it's context,
confidential.
isn't it? Like,
is it like 400 cultists?
Versus 3 of us.
wait, what are the cult doing as well? Like,
Yeah,
like,
and where?
Well, we
which
did fight
system
a
and
whole
stuff.
war about this. Did you not study this in school?
Sure.
yeah,
But like the universe is tearing itself apart, not just people going. Yeah, I know it's probably all linked somehow, right? And they're invoking it, and it's making
that's the
shit
context
worse.
we
And
need, isn't it? Like,
darkness between the stars is coming out because these people are all gathering in certain places. So I don't know, whatever it is.
I get the feeling that Nazarim's sacrifice are very much the linchpin in this. They were a big problem in the Portal Wars the first time around. And I think they're going to continue to be. And if anybody's collecting these weapons of mass destruction from the Portal Wars, it's probably all going to connect back to them. There's been a lot of connections in our journey, hasn't there? We keep seeing things linking back to shadowy third parties and trying to work out who is behind what. What the Temple are offering is an opportunity for us to actually be given some answers.
I feel if they're willing to share some answers first and put like even a tiny bit of the context, because yeah, I don't I like we're from Algol, like the cults are things of fairy stories for us.
Yeah, but Nazarim's sacrifice were very real.
Oh
And
yeah.
Not yeah, absolutely.
they
I mean, we fought
definitely
them
had
before,
the ability
right?
to access Dark Between the Stars. They are pretty much the epitome of evil.
Okay. Well, you're still here. You still need to do more treatment, right?
I've got a couple of days, yeah.
So if you could just like get any information from them, so we have a bit of an idea.
I mean, they can hear us now. I mean, trust is like a two-way street, isn't it?
Yeah, I understand. Well, one of the reasons I wanted to ask you about this rather than keeping it on the down low and waiting until we were back aboard ship is because I have no other way of getting there, do I? And I fear that the three of us separated are in greater danger than the three of us, five of us. Sorry. Yes, there are five of us.
The three plus two of us.
Eating, like,
I'm so used to
all
them
the
not
biscuits
being
or
here.
something,
Yeah.
And be like, what?
Yeah.
Tanaz is sick and cannot count. Oh,
They
You're
did
quite right, Kirsch.
do great
5.
things. Like I guess I need like we've come here. Does she doesn't know about Carvis and the prophecy and all the rest of that? All right. Well, I guess we should in character we should explain that as well and say, look, like while you were here, we got a call from a seeker with a prophecy that involves us going to Oedicon or everything the horizon gets fucked over. And I need, if I'm not going to do that, then I sort of gesture vaguely at the ceiling. Like, I need to have a strong why. And if it's actually they're the same thing, or even though that sounds bad, this is far worse.
Millie, did they give me any more information and I missed it because...
No, they literally
Okay.
went,
Yeah,
you join us, we send you somewhere, you find out stuff.
Like
there was not like, here are all the pieces, I will tell you everything over breakfast. Imagine this date, right, was Coriolis.
Like, secondly, I guess, what can we not go to Oedicon, and if we don't die, come here and join up?
No. What they said was, join up now, do the thing, or prepare to be watched for the rest of your life.
You gather
Can I say, Chinaz, that doesn't really engender me to.
I know, but I came here and asked them.
No, I know, I get it, right? But like the stuff you tell me about these people, I'm a bit freaked out by them. I've got to say, like, and a bit scared. We talk about memetology, torture, killing. If they don't like what's in your head, but hey, come sign up, come and join us and do some stuff. I get that you've been training to this for a very long time, and this is your people.
I didn't train to this at all.
Okay,
I very much trained the right-hand path. This is the left-hand path. This is quite unexpected for me as well.
Okay,
but it's about tipping the scale by applying the minimum pressure. If you think we can apply the minimum pressure in Oedicon to tip the scale in a greater way, then that's what we do. And I put up with the consequences for me.
Well, we just need some information, right?
Yeah, I mean, we don't really know what's in Oedicon. We've got a seeker with a prophecy.
And if they say, oh, it's an Oedicon, then we'll be like, oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, let's do both.
2 birds, 1 stone. Because that's happened before, right? We got here with about 5 things on the list, so you never know. Well, I get the feeling that the icons wouldn't be so generous to us another time, but hey.
I mean, will they? Can we go and talk to them? I mean, they just have to. I mean,
Yeah, are we allowed to talk to them, or do you have to talk to them?
I think this has got to go through me
Okay.
because obviously they're just teachers in an academy and nothing
Obviously.
more. Obviously, it's one of those conversations that's had where, like the time when I talked to someone and then loads of stuff happens and you both missed the whole conversation and thought we were talking about seasons or poetry.
Yeah,
it's
doing your
that.
thing. Yeah, no, I get that. I know you do your stuff.
Let me find out what I can.
Yeah, I mean, even where we're going, we're going through the.
We've got to prepare for a jump,
yeah.
a portal jump anyway, right? So we've got to plot a jump. So that information at least would be useful. And then if there's anything around like other vessels, is it on a planet? Is it in space? These things are mission critical, right? And it's need to know basis. We need to know that kind of stuff.
Who are we following as well? It doesn't sound like we'd be charting our own course.
I think it is very much a chart your own course, but this is the objective at the end of the course.
And are we like
kind of what we do anyway?
Getting a thing plugged in our neck and they track us wherever we go? I don't know what. I don't know. You just said, "Oh, we do it," or they follow us for the rest of our life. You watch for the rest of your life.
But
yeah,
but
you're with us,
follow
aren't you?
me.
So it's like,
okay,
sure.
Chirper is a good way of following me.
At some
I've
point,
seen how you doctor those images that you put up on that site. Yeah, and you always take it a certain angle in front of the engine housing, and because of the light that shines off, it never looks that good when we're actually going along.
Sacrilege, use of sacrilege. I mean, I'm assuming that the Alarm Temple feels some kind of way about this conversation they can hear as well. So.
Yeah, it's like there's a very gentle.
We get tasered.
knock, on like the wall, the door nearby, and an orderly
politely coughing for about 5 minutes while we're just lattering on like.
They've come in and they've brought like a bunch of additional food because there was just food in here for Shanaz, but it's a bunch of stuff, right? And it's got like algal sort of stew, like not like slave sort of gruel,
like algal stew if it was made for like rich people.
Yeah, like good, like
even worse.
Everybody's got like the
now we're class racers.
It's made with meat and not toe clippings.
Yeah.
I don't know the way my mum did those toe clippings. You can't beat that.
Soak them in urine for a week and they're fine.
Like just like this weird Skavaran stinky meal that's kept under a cloche, so that only when it gets close to Kirsch and she goes ah, there's like this noise of like ah, and then terrifying slurping noises from the corner of the room as she eats whatever it is, thanks to high heaven. But yeah, they bring in like a bunch of food, which clearly is like, we know who you are.
I think Silver would just think that was they were being kind, I suppose. Like no one said anything about the Skavaran walking around with a sword.
Adia's got strange open sandwich full of fish. Bread. And then obviously the medically controlled meal that Shanaz has to eat, and fruit.
Yeah, I'm not touching any food on this place.
So we'll take turns.
I'm paranoid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm now paranoid.
and the
orderly... There's a tracker in the food.
There's not a tracker in the food.
The orderly also says, if you wish, one of our lecturers, our dancing instructors is holding a rehearsal for some of the events later on this week. If you wish, she has offered a position for all of you to sit and watch the rehearsal. You can obviously
Was that all of them, or
that-
was that all of
that-
us?
all of us, everybody is
Okay.
being invited.
That is very kind of you.
Yes, thank you. That would be wonderful.
They and they give you a time, and they say, somebody will come and help you. We'll bring a chair for you, so you don't have to exert yourself and that kind of stuff. And we'll bring suitable attire if you wish to check. Like, they gesture at Yusuf, and like she was probably covered in engine grease or whatever. If you wish to change, just let us know.
Just I stare blankly at them for that.
It's also not a problem. I don't know what your journeys are like. If you wish to use any of the medical facilities, we have dental care. They gesture towards Silsila with the obvious massive scar down his face, kind of thing. Eye care, and the such. I can instruct our Medicare and have a person come to see you.
Sure. Actually, having no scar would make things a bit easier sometimes.
You look cool.
I know, but I look recognizable.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yusuf.
You look at Yusuf with all of his tattoos all over him.
I know.
Yusuf, they could deal with your black spit problem, maybe.
I'm okay.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm fine.
But he like the orderly sort of leaves some, like, they're not brochures, but they are like tabular schedules, sort of like you could book in for an eye appointment or dentistry or
11 a.m. Fix your ugly ass face.
hair care.
Are there any massage flyers?
No, but there will be like muscle therapy kind of situation, that kind of stuff. So you could go and have like sports therapy massage.
Yep.
How long are we here for? As asking a Silsila.
I thought we were going to.
I think I've only got a couple of days of treatment left to go.
All right. I will book myself.
You don't have to stay. I just wanted to get you to come down and see what you thought about the idea. If you feel more comfortable on the
That's
ship,
fine. I
or
mean,
at
where
the
else
station.
am I going to learn the context other than here? Like,
I
maybe.
think that's what our invitation is for later. I'm sure someone will come and sit and suggest a few things, because that's how we do things.
Excellent. I'm going to book myself an eye appointment, and if at all possible, Silsila will sign himself up for dance classes.
Excellent. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There's gonna be some dance classes. Like, you're only allowed to do like dance 0.25.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to sign up.
One
for
thing
dance
I think
one.
you would, strangely enough, take it seriously, because why not?
Oh, excellent. Good to know. Okay, so we scroll through some stuff. Yusuf doesn't eat any food, doesn't sign up for any medical, but
Goes back to the ship.
maybe looks for some massage sessions. Kesh is in love because they fed her terribly stinky food. Adir is like, well, okay, they've got good fish. Oh, nice. I think there was some clams in that as well. It was good.
Also, the ability to get a surprising amount of different palettes covered very quickly as well.
I think it's almost like what.
I know, but it will be a surprise to Silsila.
Oh, okay.
Because he's seen Shanaz, but not the organisation
Oh, not like
behind it.
the whole machine that runs behind the courtesan.
Yeah.
The invite is later that evening. It's to one of the the rehearsal halls that Shanaz has walked sort of past, maybe had a poke in. There is Jessica arrives with like a chair to help Shanaz, so she doesn't have to exert herself. So the Medicare just like, do not do anything while you're getting the stuff. That kind of stuff. So everybody's like wrapping Shanaz in cotton buds. And you're wheeled down to this nice, and it's like amphitheatre sort of stage in the middle and that kind of things. And there's this, like, I don't know what Silsila and Yusuf think of interpretive dance, but it's quite avant-garde in its sort of engagement. There are some points where it's very like clashy, cymbally sort of. Is that are we reenacting some sort of conflict, or is somebody having?
How scantily clad are they? That's how interested Yusuf is.
I mean, some of them are scantily clad, others are quite not.
Those
scantily
bits are good.
Clad. I think some of the dancers have just put masks on for a bit later on. There's a section where like streamers and like flags are being rotated, and then there's another bit with drumming going on, and you're not sure, but the person spinning towards the end, she might be trying to look like Coriolis as it spins, but it's all a bit like conceptual in its kind of. And then there's like, you know, moments where you feel like you should maybe go yes and consider it.
I think so. So they're like, are they doing that meme thing to us? Because this doesn't make any sense.
Definitely.
It doesn't make any sense. It's really obvious.
At the end of it, like as you've been watching this sort of thing, and they brought you like you know, drinks and things to eat, and like there's folks with like fans to keep you cool. It's all particularly like indulgent. Towards the end, the person who's sort of been like almost keeping like conducting, like she's been sat towards the front. She makes her way up towards you all.
Like the music teacher at a primary school nativity.
Yeah, that very much that kind of thing, except this is like 30 men and women between the ages of like 20 and 35, you know, with like the whole sort of adults, but you know, she's been keeping time, and you can see at some point she's been, you know, like
Singing the words louder than them.
yeah, like that kind of stuff. She makes yeah, definitely been that sort of thing, and then you know maybe been a bit where she's like pointed at someone and they've moved back on the stage kind of thing. She makes her way up towards you. She's very much that old ballet teacher kind of thing. Like she's got a hair back. She's you know no longer going to be the prima ballerina sort of thing. So and now she teaches that kind of stuff. And she introduces herself. Probably introduces herself first to Silsila. She offers her hand out.
Oh yeah, shake hands. Yeah.
Yeah, my name is Palmyra. How did you find our performance? Was it
Innovative.
She smiles and nods. Good. I think we have a way to go yet. It is a difficult piece to master. One we've been working on, and she almost does it like over her shoulder a little bit, as a joke kind of thing. For some time now, till we get this correct. You know, and there's people who are like, "God, we didn't do something right." Yeah, that kind of stuff, strict kind of thing.
I just randomly tell her I thought the pacing was slow in the second act.
Wasn't it? Absolutely diabolical. I don't know what we could do other than literally put a metronome on the stage for dancers. But itself is an interesting rendition of the Portal Wars and the troubles and the strife we had to face at that time, don't you think?
There's a really long pause, and then I go, yes.
So, well, you have any questions about the Portal Wars? What our different factions were in the dance? Anything I can explain in greater detail?
I do have a question, but it's nothing to do with that, and it might be a slightly. I'll think about whether I ask it or not, and I'm just messaging Shinaz like mad at this point. So Silsila's question is that do you remember the thing we took off the pod from the politician from Coriolis? We Kirsch jury rigged it to play.
Mhm.
And I think Silsila would want to know what it's supposed to do and if they will tell him or can tell him.
Oh, you want to ask her, was this thing?
Yeah, was
I
this some kind of
mean-
brainwashing thing? Because we still have that jury rig piece of crap that we made. But I'll ask Shanaz whether that's a good question or not.
Probably not now.
Yes.
I
Feels like if that guy's going to Coriolis to blow it up, then we should probably know.
Oh, so Palmyra clearly realizes that you want a little bit of a huddle. Shanaz will spot it instantly, and she goes, "Excuse me a moment," and then she begins shouting at some dancers. I'll be back in a minute. And she walks off and she's shouting in Mirren at some of these people here. Yusuf and Silsila, but Shanaz is like, it clocks it.
This is the
immediately.
downside to being us, is that we have completely lost the ability to communicate in plain language. This is to answer your question from earlier, Silsila. The whole performance was about the Portal Wars. It was about where to go and who to see. It was about the way the Nazarene were dealt with previously. And what her question was is, do you have any questions about the Portal Wars?
I would have needed a book to tell me that they were dancing the Portal Wars.
This is exactly what the courtesan and the Alarms Temple are like.
This is how we do.
Right.
This is one of the reasons why they weren't sure of me, because I'm too upfront.
All
I
right.
lack the subtlety of the order.
I love how Yusuf.
Do they know how to
I don't think we're gonna fit it.
change your message for your audience if you're trying to actually get it across? I'm guessing
I mean,
not.
I guess they did offer to explain it to us. You know what?
What
Fine.
she's saying is, what did you want to know? You want to know where we're going and what we're doing.
I need
I
to
think
know.
they're trying to tell us the importance of fighting Nazarene to protect Coriolis.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah. I mean, that much was clear.
Yeah, so they're saying the Nazarenes sacrifice are a dangerous cult who are on the rise once more.
Oh, we know
last
that, right?
last time we fought them, we wiped them out, or thought we had, but they went into hiding, and now they pose a direct threat to Coriolis itself, which ties into what we already know about the trouble with the stevedores, about the trouble on the council. The suggestion seems to be that they are indicating that the problem goes all the way to the top of the Coriolis Council.
Are they saying we need to go back to Coriolis then?
That's the impression that the production is giving.
Because that
think
person
they
who was
just
spinning
focus
a
on
lot
the-
was like front and center, right? Like it was bit out of control.
It was. I think they want us to take out whoever is manipulating people in Coriolis,
Okay.
to remove a clear and present threat to the people of the horizon by cutting the head off the snake.
Okay. I think I'm just
Make sure it's not a Hydra.
Cut
Is
off one head, two more shall rise.
Is it Palmyra?
Palmyra.
Palmyra. Okay. I think so. Let's just go and ask some direct questions. I only got like 2 or 3.
She does that sort of like flapping at children, and she's clearly sort of like tracking body language in. Well, somebody on the stage is watching you, feeding her information, so she knows when to kind of. She sort of ends the kind of even the foreigners saw you were out of time in the second act conversation, and comes back up towards you. And
I might go and talk to the dancers so that Silsila can ask questions.
Okay.
And make some subtle suggestions about tilt your foot that way. Maybe consider having 1 or 2 ribs removed.
Yeah, maybe by a completely different biosculpt.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. But yeah, she returns to your saying, she's forgive me, dancers have such short memories at times. Must seize upon the moment when you can. Did you have any questions for the portal about the portal wars in our performance?
Yes.
Excellent. Let me be your teacher.
Okay. So I only half understood. Are you saying that the cult was either instigated or was involved in the Portal Wars?
Oh yes, you're talking of the cult of the Nazarene sacrifice.
Yeah, I hope God's not more than one.
They were very instrumental in the Portal Wars. Their masters were from another horizon. They were the agents in this horizon. Some of
The fourth horizon.
No. And she clearly like looks over, like, you know, Shanaz has gone to talk to dancers, and she clearly is like,
I'm messing with her.
oh.
You think dancers have got a short memory?
She's like, no. The first horizon,
Mhm.
and the war with the portals in the second horizon, and
Yes.
So
we believe some of them have some connections with each other through the darkness between stars. And she gestures to, like, there's like a troop of folks who have got, like, you know, like black flags, and she's like, obviously, like,
Of
how
course.
could you not pick that up?
So are you saying that we could go into portal space and go to the first horizon, or communicate with the first horizon in portal space?
She's like, I'm a dancer. Obviously, I'm not.
Okay, that sounds like a new bucket list item.
I'm not a scientist on the use of portals and portal space. I only teach a little history through the medium of dance, and
Okay, and
history's choice is kind of
And
important.
help other people learn the lessons of history and how they may affect the future.
this is happening again. Is the point of this? Yes.
Yes.
I mean, it was a little tricky to tell from the choreography, but where would the cult most likely blossom again?
She laughs. Well, only those who meet under a lotus will understand. Truly, the points on the horizon where this could be, we think there might be. And she looks over her shoulder towards Shanaz, who's obviously having like a good conversation, and looks around, and she's sort of like, we think there might be about 29 of these locations in the horizon that are connected somehow.
Okay.
Right.
I only have 2 questions now, unless Yusuf has any questions.
Where?
Please, may we have a list?
Give me the star chart and we'll start ticking them off.
Is that what you asked? Like where, or what did you ask, Palmyra?
No, I didn't ask that.
Okay. What is the Blue Lotus?
Graham means the blue rose.
Blue Rose.
Blue Rose. My apologies.
Yeah.
Yes. Too many flowers.
We aren't sure of that particular blossom. We know the Nazarene in the history, and she waves at the stage again. The Nazarene have used a number of hideous artifacts. In fact, close to one of your smaller adventures, the planet moon of Gina, something was discovered that we have come to call a cadaver clock. Connected through the death of other people, these cultists have mastered some of the darkness between the stars to communicate something, which is why...
It's a thing, isn't it? We know it's a thing. Like, as in it's... Is it alive? I think it's alive.
Not alive in the sense that you or I are alive, but fueled by some sort of darkness. The blue rose is perhaps attached to that. the Nazarene cultists are insidious in that their moves filter through all aspects of Third Horizon. Alas, in our history, we were not as thorough as we thought we were.
I only have one more question. Do you know what is going on in Oedicon? Because a seeker contacted us with a prophecy.
I don't know of any sort of event in Oedicon. The Ash Belt and the ruins of the Portal Wars there, no doubt, have become more dangerous than before because of the acts of the cultists, the Nazarene, enacting, activating these clocks they have has certainly awoken things.
Their clocks, what are they counting down to or up to or measuring?
We've been unable to gain this knowledge from anyone that we have acquired through any means, and it's prudent that we enact an end to the Nazarene before these countdowns are complete.
And the Nazarene are behind the whole humanite conscription, secret warships, portal blowing up.
I can't confirm that, but certainly the
No, that's just usual,
machinations
normal arsehole stuff.
have
Is
led
it?
to further horrors on the horizon.
Okay, so I think I understand the play now. It's about like two gangs fighting over a corner.
She gestures to like the 30 people, a little bit more than two factions in this dance, but yes, there are those from Coriolis and here call the Third Horizon their home, wish to keep it that way, regardless of whether we were first come or Zenithian arrivals, and there are those from other horizons who wish to claim and subjugate this territory because they believe that's their right.
Okay. I think I'm in. What about you, Yusuf?
And she laughs. She goes, "We have no more room on this dance for you." Like trying to bring it.
That's
back
a shame
to,
you haven't seen Silsilla move.
Mm-hmm.
but trying to bring it back to the veiled sort of conversations, courtesans. Like she probably needs a bath.
I'm gonna look around. Like, are
Oh.
there like hundreds of other people? Is it just us in the room? I'm
You are
like,
the only
do it.
audience.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, why the hell are we doing all this pretense if we're the only people in the room? I'm not saying that out loud, but
But if she could read your
Giving
mind,
that.
that's what she would understand.
Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
inclined to acquiesce to a proposition that may or may not have been offered.
And she's like, oh,
I messaged Shinaz a thumbs up.
ding. Kirsch's gone off and she's like, I will trade you one capybara for all of this fabric. All of it. Even that. You can
Kirsch,
see.
that's the stage.
can I shout across the?
curtain.
I got to shout across the room. Did you say capybara?
But you can see the tech who's like, no, you can't have the stuff. This is for our dance. All of it. Okay, not the red one. And Adir is like, can we just not harass? Like, not a trade everywhere, you know. Like they're doing their bickering.
Yusuf, what do you feel about the thing that is not being offered or asked in any way whatsoever? And then a wink in a like completely over the top way.
Before you can, if you have no more questions about the dance or the Portal Wars, I will leave you your preparations. Not here for agreement. Like she looks over the shoulder to Shinaz and is like,
She's not the quest giver. She's
Yeah.
not signing it off.
I shall slump backwards into my chair because I've been watching her the whole time, looking for a bail me out here cue, which
is
this
it.
clearly
She's
is.
like,
Like,
do you have any more questions about the Portal Wars?
oh,
the
boys, I need to
dance?"
go back to my hotel, back to my hospital room. I'm feeling weak after demonstrating some moves to the dancers.
Mhm. She will answer more questions about that, but she's not gonna agree to let you go on this mission or to thank you for going on it. She theoretically should not know anything about this mission, but she has been told things in order to facilitate your information, albeit in a very confusing way, because that's how the courtesans and Alarm's Temple deal with things.
It was a very stimulating performance.
She's like, thank you.
It's left me with much to consider.
And she's like, yes. Like, genuinely like, oh, they're
So
getting it.
just looking between the two of them like, really?
Yes. She did Silsila actually like put his name down for dance classes.
Yeah.
She's like, if you wish, tomorrow I see you to do some dancing, and she shouts.
I'm gonna walk off laughing as they say that.
She shouts down to somebody, and like two, a lady and a gent step forward, and she goes, "We can do some, and like this will be our class. We're going to do a very basic class for you. We will meet tomorrow." And she does that sort of thing, like, "This is our student for tomorrow," and they go, "Oh, great."
Yeah. I mean, from
Yusuf
Silsila-
thinks that means Silsila's going to have sex with all of them. So I'm going to say to him, make sure you have a good shower beforehand.
I mean, from Silsila's point of view, it's actually a way to mingle and maybe learn things that you learn just by being in a place and not saying very much. And also, he's extremely dexterous, so he's presumably quite good at dancing.
But Palmyra will thank you for your time and your insight into the performance, that kind of stuff. She looks forward to seeing you tomorrow. If there's anything else you need, please let someone know. Yada yada yada. Oh, Shanaz, you look so weary. Have a good evening. And leaves you.
And I shall leave her with a look that says, every day for a year.
Like this. We will send you some many cans of Monster to deal with this kind of thing.
Musaa Kula.
Musaa Kula, sorry, Musaa Kula plus.
Plus.
That's the
Plus, plus, plus.
Not X, that's the alcohol. Musaa Kula plus.
Musaa Kula
brandy.
Plus is done with the caffeine, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm.
That is too confusing to be actual. Yeah, anyway. But yeah, she will leave you. So if you've got any, like, as players, if you've got any questions that you want to sort of have asked Palmyra, she'll obviously tell you all about the Portal Wars. She will do it. She will have done it in an obtuse kind of way.
All Silsila want, like Silsila knows what side he's on. He just had no idea what side they were on, and whether the finer details are there or not, they appear to be on the same side as him. So okay, and they appear to have more information about what's going on as well, which is always good. And I guess for him, he's used to being the sharp end of the knife. That's his previous career.
That's fair. That's fair. I agree that the cult of the Nazarene needs to be destroyed. However, I am not convinced that they're a negative, manipulative force in the galaxy themselves. So I'm not sure about signing up with them. But the mission per se, yeah, I was really looking forward to Otakon. The ash belt sounded cool.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's taking out cultists,
well, I mean, we don't like any of the stuff that's going on Coriolis either. And if they're saying the cults are behind it all, I will ask Shanaz if they will look at the memeturgy thing. If you don't think we should ask them, or
oh no, I will definitely bring that. They've already gone through my memory anyway, so and they didn't bring it up and weren't concerned about it. But yeah, it's definitely something we could.
Yeah, and they probably
bring up.
don't want us to have it either.
That'd be a Halima question, wouldn't it? She's the memeturgy historian oh no, not Halima, the other one, Gina Mansouri.
Gina. She would
probably also can read the Arden on it. So yeah, we can. Yeah, can they tell us what it's good for?
Because that was
it's get Gina to come visit.
First Horizon characters, isn't it? That's what Arden is.
First Horizon tech, First Horizon characters. That's good thinking, Sil. So I'll ask Gina to come and visit us and get that brought out to show her.
Okay, so we return, we rest. Silsila has a dance lesson. It's actually a dance lesson.
Mm-hmm.
A genuine, like, mirror traditional dance lesson. He's given the option: does he want a male partner, a female partner? Does he want that kind of stuff? Lovely.
Both.
It's both, everything, all the partners.
Well, from his point of view, the more people he talks to, the better he learns about what people are like here. Because he is just about to sign himself up to the will.
Yeah. They politely, but at some point potentially to Yusuf, frustratingly, continue to offer him, like, do you want to do this?
I'm actually just going to go and hang out on the ship.
Oh, you just go and hang and chill out.
Yeah. I find it all a bit opulent and a bit decadent, and I'm like, I need to just sort of chill out, have a cup of coffee, crap coffee.
Experiment with making the thing.
Like Geordie.
Oh, yeah.
To make it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they you leave, and they'll. Everything okay, Shanaz? Did we send him?
The Horizon takes all kinds.
That's his preference. That's fine.
We all do things in a very different way. It's one of the synergies that makes our team so very effective. I imagine that if I found myself in his origin situation, that I would experience probably more discomfort than he does here.
Okay.
For at least 10 minutes.
And then, like, but if you need us to send, like, food or things, make him more.
Actually, there is one thing that you could do. If I could speak with one of the chefs, that would be wonderful.
What else? Come talk to her. They're expecting like an extensive dietary requirement list and
No, what they get is actually I was looking for more of a molecular gastronomist.
Okay, yeah.
So if I can get my hands on and I don't doubt that the courtesans have got molecular gastronomists.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to get them to design the coffee so that it actually works.
Sugar puff coffee.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. At some point late that evening, Yusuf, a bespoke pack of coffee pods is SpaceX'd. No, that's another name. Mirren, MPS, Mirren Postal Service to the Kudapatilla. Unbranded, except for like subtle, the.
Oh, no. It's got Shabazz on it.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's Shabazz branded. Coffee pods. Coffee pods that also have like not a chocolate sachet that goes with it, but it's just marked like part A and part B, and there's instructions are A goes in the coffee pod machine, pour and then add part B to the top, kind of thing. Like
I will scan it.
Yeah, it's full of nanobots.
Full of caffeine and very high sugar content.
Awesome.
Like excessively high. Or the average.
I will begrudgingly drink the coffee.
It is
and dispose of the packaging.
Whatever Yusuf hoped for Sugar Puff coffee to be is.
Dispose of the packaging in the fusion core.
No. Put coffee through coffee. No. At some point, Kirsch is politely escorted to the Kudapatilla as well by Adia before she tries to barter her way through Courtesan Academy. Like, we're here for this, but also no, she can't have anything. No, we need it all. Have some flowers. Back with like clippings.
I was back with a diploma.
Yeah. I didn't study, I just swapped. Mine now, and these flowers, and this food, and this. I might have borrowed this material. Mine, and she goes off. We offer Gina Mansouri the tech, and suddenly, like, Gina is. Not suddenly. Gina is enthusiastic. She's like, this is amazing. This looks like, well, it's not that this looks like some of the things we've studied. Never had my hands on somebody who's been able to make a a recreation of meme technology, original meme technology. Is absolutely amazing. And she goes off on a million questions, like where did you find it, what condition was it in,
Classified.
was it on a,
Classified.
you know, was it on a, that kind of
Classified.
stuff. And suddenly Aphromedes just comes to visit. Like Aphromedes is like, hey, I heard you found some stuff, and gave it, hey Gina, come with me, you know, that kind of stuff.
I wasn't being like quiet about it. There's no way she wouldn't have known that it was coming.
I know, but also like Gina Mansuri got there before Aphromedes, and Aphromedes is like, no, just, you know, lock you in a lab for the rest of your life. No papers from you.
How do I know which one's the most senior one? I'm sure that's the one whose brain I need to read when they come on board the ship, rather than.
So Gina Mansuri is very much a scholar. You can see, like, she is not like clothed, or her language is not the same as any of the courtesans. She is absolutely 100% a scholar, a scientist, a historian. Like, and she's like trying to plug it. Bits where she's probably talking to Adia about, what did you do with this? Why is this plugged into one of these? Never seen one of these before. And she's not like, oh, this would be a very good thing to use in the third act of a play. She's like, this is amazing. Yeah. Is that Arden? I need to get the, you know, that kind of stuff. The beautiful young lady who you have seen in the background of one of Shanaz's video calls for earlier that week. She is very much like a, don't we have things to do, Gina? What are we doing here? Like, she's very much clothed in the language of courtesans.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I don't think I'm actually gonna read anyone's minds. I'm sure they've got a way of telling.
But yeah, Aphromedes is very much.
Actually, I'm something of a mind reader myself, Peter.
Aphromedes, at some point, I don't think she will come and talk to Shanaz, but she will definitely like send a message or a communication. Is like, Mansuri is absolutely enraptured, like inspired with the things you've provided. The words, the Arden that's written in it, will be a little bit hard to decipher. We have to find the words, understand what they are, and then make sure they are safe for people to read before we can pass on this information.
But you've seen where they come from and who they were used on.
Yes. This is of concern. The temple will deal with this. You wish to join the temple and find further information, be, you know, part of that work group, let us know.
An agreement has been reached that we will undertake the journey requested.
And she's like, oh, I will tell the elder. We'll tell Halima. That's good to know. I will add you to the email chain already. So you tell them that you're gonna accept and join the coalition, if you will, join the temple. And
I'm not joining the temple. I'm doing the mission.
Yeah, well, Shanaz is the only one who's joining the temple.
Oh, good. Okay, that's fine.
You have not courtesan training.
No, I thought we were suddenly like lackeys of the temple or something, you know.
No.
No one's lackey.
Never again.
Independent contractors, mate.
Yeah. They invite you to breakfast again with the elder.
Just Shanaz or all of us?
No, all of you. And they the elder sits down, invites some other people in, a couple of courtesans. They look like courtesans. They're not. They're they're Black Lotuses. They look like courtesans who have data tabulars for portal jumps, information on star systems and towns and stuff. They, over the course of breakfast, explain, we're not giving you the full mission here. We're giving you a rendezvous. The leader of the mission has all the information at your location. You can jump as part of a flotilla, and they want you to go to a place called Nahadama.
Wales.
Huh?
Wales.
Wales, yeah. Nahadama, and the star there, Nahadama A. That's where the Lotus meeting, as they keep calling it, the Lotus meeting will be. Individual missions will be awarded to each party at this based upon their abilities and the individual groups there. Note that this coalition is not just Alarm's Temple. Arriving there and be ready to expect Draconites and their fleet.
We know them.
And then she puts her hand out, like, carefully, like this assassin. Do not be alarmed when the Order of the Pariah arrive.
I knew that was going to be who they were with.
This coalition is of necessity. Does not mean endorsement of anything beyond this mission to eradicate the Nazarene. However, a common ground going forward might seek for a better horizon. You will not be working with them. They are part of the coalition.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they personally dislike us after we made them look like fools twice.
But she provides like portal coordinates for this system, and the name of a ship you will rendezvous with, where you will meet all 28 other teams.
We're all being sent off to one of the locations.
Yeah.
Is it an Order of the Pariah ship we're supposed to rendezvous with?
I think still will be quite impressed. Like, they've compartmentalized it and they're hitting everywhere at once.
Doesn't matter right now, does it?
The ship is called the Fire of the Icons. Whether that's the original name of the ship or something that they've baptized this for this mission.
Jazzed it up.
Yeah. Like Air Force One changes depending on which plane he's on. But yeah, it's called the Fire of the Icons. The ship itself has got quite an aggressive profile, like when you look at the specs for it. And I'll find out exactly who it belongs to
Sure.
for next session. But yeah, you're given these portal jumps. They offer like a bunch of opportunities to acquire things. What they will also offer Shanaz is, even though she's had a rigorous couple of days in a proxy chair, if there is a talent you feel you are lacking for this mission, and embark on some proxy training, which will give you a specific ability. I'll get to the details a little bit better. For a number of days, you don't gain it forever, you do some proxy training, and it leaves a little bit like the Matrix. We put this information in your brain. Eventually, unfortunately, it leaks out of the human brain. But they will offer that ability to Shanaz for this mission.
Should you need to upload the assassin's thrust, for instance.
How to fly a helicopter.
I know Kung Fu. That kind of thing. So they will. They offer that. Probably not at breakfast. Probably during one of the gene therapy.
It'd be terribly gauche at breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah, but subtly at one of the therapy sessions. And they also offer if you would need some. Assassin Black Lotus weapons are not big, showy, heavy weaponry. They might have a sniper rifle. They might have things. You're not going to get a fan, a Black Lotus fan.
I don't need a fan.
I know. Shanaz might be able to persuade them, but certainly Yusuf and Silsila.
Shanaz does actually have a hand fan, which counts as a weapon.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. But yeah. They will offer you do you need resupplies? Do you need any work on your ship? To which Adia and Kersh will be outraged at the suggestion that the ship is not perfect. I don't know what you're talking about, but they will offer you a certain amount of offensive capability, and also
yes, I will definitely take a sniper rifle and then immediately hand it to Silsila as soon as we're on board the ship, because I don't even know which end to look in.
It's just in a case.
I look in this bit.
No! That sort of stuff. Also, they will be do you need clothes? Do you need disguises? Do you need identities and stuff? They can do them in the next couple of days, which I guess there must be a moment where perhaps Silsila or Yusuf are a bit what? I can have a whole new. I could be somebody else. And yeah, we can just get you all the IDs for it. Do you want new clothes? We've got a day or two. We could change your face.
I mean, the scar removal, yes. The new identity, no. I like who I am. Also, whenever someone mentions clothes, I just crunch my knitted things against me.
Okay.
If they've got one of those clothes printers, I might get them to install one of those on the ship.
Not have a massive fabricator, but there's definitely probably something she could have.
Yeah, I mean, I don't need it to produce armor and weapons and shit like that. Just something that I need an outfit. Job's good.
But if they've got a weapon fabricator going, then that'd be cool.
Please do not hack my clothing fabricator.
Oh, Kirsch can.
Yes, sure. Let's see. It's not going to break it, honest.
I mean,
my
I guess
denim
there's not enough
carbine.
time for any ship upgrades. So what do you say?
My denim carbine.
Oh yeah.
There's not that much time here.
Herringbone.
Although the Shalab dockyards are in Mira.
Because we don't have an AI, do we, to help us with the jumps and things like that?
The suggestion is if you
just go with a flotilla.
You're going with. Well, you're not going in the flotilla. The people for this are meeting from all over different places. They very delicately put, if you make it back, we can book you in at the Chaleb dockyards and put you up whilst we install an AI. It will take a little more than to integrate it fully into your ship systems. It takes a little bit longer than
You got to load in that extra meme stuff.
Yeah,
but it takes a little bit longer.
The bespoke memes for you.
No worries, that's fine. I mean, we have survived an awful lot of stuff, so.
But yeah, you are made comfortable. Oh, I've just seen what time it is. You're made comfortable. You are offered things that you might need up to a certain point. And you are offered, do you wish to come to temples to pray and that kind of stuff before you embark upon the coalition.
Pineapples.
Yeah, pineapples, boxes of pineapples. The coalition
Cool.
of the merciless.
Of the what, sorry?
The coalition of the merciless.
That's the end shot of Yusuf. Welcome to the coalition of the merciless. What?
Yeah, okay, we're going to kick some Nazarene butt. Excellent.
Yeah, I mean, the Care Bear Coalition doesn't have quite the same kick to it, does it, though?
No,
I'd
but the
definitely
coalition of
join them.
hope or the coalition of the icons or
Like for Alarm's Temple, it's bathed in a little bit of like clearly we were merciful last time because they made it alive and they're still around, and now we must eradicate them out of the horizon. Like there's a little bit of wrath going on from
The
from
temple does know that there's like an extra icon, essentially. Like the thing that we had to fight with, the vestigial.
Vestige. They know what happened. Maybe when you come back from that, they'll explain what they think happened. Why you must eradicate the Nazarene. But we have to survive it first.
Mhm.
Have to survive it first. We are on Tuesday, not Thursday, like I said at the start of the session. It is Tuesday, which means tomorrow is Wednesday, and we're chilling for tomorrow.
well, I think we're chilling for a little bit. I think
Okay.
there's Jim and isn't available, and people now have some holidays going on.
Oh,
So I
excellent.
think Warhammer Wednesday is going to have a little chill out until August.
Oh, cool. So that gives everybody plenty of time to go back and
Catch up.
watch, catch up, check out Once Upon a Time in the Old World season, and that kind of stuff. That's good.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
cool. And then on Thursday,
Traveller Thursday with Look to Spinward.
everybody on the one careful owner.
They survived descending into the gas giant to recover their starship. They found loads of murdered people who definitely don't need their ship anymore. So they have their own ship. And they're off on their merry adventures to Indaralagu. I couldn't pronounce Indaralagu.
Like
Yes.
just different accents depending on which part of the planet you grew up on. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. So that's on Thursday. If you missed the first session, it's already up on YouTube, and there is already a podcast because I was useful and made a podcast. However you wish to consume, because I know more folks watch the podcast listen to the podcast of Coriolis than they do manage to join us, which is cool. So if you enjoy Garblag podcasts and you've made it to this far in the show, there's a Traveller podcast that you can go and enjoy. There we go. Anything else I need to remind folks, plug folks, say about folks, do for folks? Or
Check out the Patreon.
Oh, check the Patreon out. There is cool stuff, including this ship that we've just decided to go on Coalition of the Merciless with. And the character creation for Traveller, loads of fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And come and say hi on Discord.
Yep.
That's it. Okay, cool. Let's wave at folks. Bye.
Bye.